I'm gonna let you in on another little secret. You created the world. Yeah, you heard me right. You created the world. But when I say you created the world, I'm not talking about your human character, because you're not your human character. I'm talking about the real you, the I am, the sentience that animates your human character. That's what created the world. I'm going to cut to a short clip of Bernardo Castro. I think I pronounced his name correctly. He has a PhD in computer engineering and philosophy, and he's worked at Stern. So here's a clip from a video about the end of materialism.
Materialism as a metaphysics, materialism is not science. Science is agnostic of metaphysics. Materialism as a metaphysics makes assumptions that today are contradicted by science. For instance, an assumption of materialism is that physical entities have standalone existence, that they exist regardless of whether they are being measured. We have to acknowledge, after 40 years of repeated experiments with entangled particles, that physical entities do not exist prior to measurement. Whatever it is that you're measuring, it isn't physical, because physicality arises as a result of measurement. Now, back to the metaphor of the dashboard, that's not difficult to understand at all. If the airplane sensors are not making measurements, the dashboard doesn't show anything. And the physical world is the dashboard. Unless you measure, there is no physical world, because there's nothing to be shown on the dashboard. Does that mean that there is no world to be measured? Of course not. Of course there is a world out there. It just isn't physical. And therefore, materialism or physicalism is refuted by evidence. Another prediction. The information richness of experience must be completely grounded in the information richness of brain metabolism. Richer, intenser experience must mean a bigger variety of brain states. And not just random brain states, but coherent brain states, because you also have to explain the coherence and structure of experience as fully grounded in brain states. Yes. But there's a whole host of things that not only violate this, they go the other way around. Psychedelics produce the top 3 most intense and memorable and richest experiences of one's life. That's researched by Johns Hopkins.
Yes.
And now, after 10 years studying them, we know that all psychedelics only reduce brain activity. They don't increase brain activity anywhere. Teenagers have learned that if you partly choke yourself and induce anoxia, lack of oxygen to the brain, you can trip without drugs. What does the lack of oxygen does to brain metabolism? It reduces brain metabolism, but you can have rich, intense experiences doing that. That's why teenagers do it. And every now and then one of them dies, because it's a very dangerous game to play. Acceleration induced the loss of consciousness. Pilots under training, in the period in which they are unresponsive and we think they are unconscious, when they come by, they report, and I quote, memorable dreams, when there's no blood in the brain, because they're being subject to 9Gs.
Yeah.
I could go on and on. There's a long list. So there are all kinds of scientific observations of nature's behavior that contradict either the presuppositions or the implications of materialism. And therefore, although materialism in itself is not a predictive scientific theory, it's a metaphysics, you must discard it because it doesn't stand up to empirical facts.
See, physical entities don't have a standalone existence. Consciousness, the observer, is fundamental. Without the observer, there's no material world. The observer, the I am, the sentience, the real you, is what creates the material world. Yeah, let that marinate. So you, the real you, not the human character, not the body, not the thoughts, not the experiences, not the emotions, the real you, infinite awareness, is what creates the material world. You are essential. Without you, the observer, there is no world. Because you are the creator. We are the creator. The seer and what is seen is one thing. We bring the so-called material world into existence. Because we are infinite imagination. All the material world is the imagination of the creator. Another way that the creator can experience itself by stepping in to his creations so he can experience his creations. See, the ego is the boots on the ground, and it relays the information back to its higher self, back to the true self, which is you, the I am. He also talks about how materialists believe that the information richness of experience must be completely grounded in the information richness of brain metabolism. So all the things you experience in the outer world, the beauty, the richness of the outer reality of the matrix, it must be grounded in the richness of brain metabolism. The information richness of brain metabolism. But he also goes in to say how that's been disputed by things such as psychedelics, which reduce brain function, but you still have some of the most profound experiences. And he also goes in to give other examples. And they're coherent. Because see, the brain reduces consciousness so we can experience the matrix, the 3D reality. See, without the brain in the way, your consciousness will only expand. You'll only become more. But that's what a lot of these scientists don't understand. So realize, you're the creator. You created the world. That's how powerful you are. Much love. Peace.